How many times have you crashed or disconnected ever since Update 23 went live? The server instability has been massive lately, and I'm afraid things will only get worse. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. It has been a long while since I made a facecam opinion video, but judging how serious this issue is, I decided to go ahead and make a video like this, focused on the game and server issues going on ever since Update 23 went live back in October. In case you didn't know yet, the situation has been going on for a month now, and it keeps getting worse week by week. Anyway, before we go any further, I want to leave a note for those of you who think I complain a lot. It doesn't make a lot of sense for you to say that. Just think again. Just because you are not experiencing issues, it doesn't mean thousands of other players are not, or they're not supposed to express themselves either. Last I checked, we are still in a democracy, so you can say whatever you want, you know, especially if you provide the facts. Then it's not exactly complaining, it's just, you know, trying to make things better in the end. Anyway, I have been wondering what's causing all this server instability and why isn't Bethesda communicating with us or solving anything after a month or so? It has been such a long time. So I decided to look into dozens of reports from you guys and research this topic in great detail to better understand what's going on, or at least try to. With that being said, let's start from the beginning. That's usually the best approach, isn't it? Alright, about a month ago, right after the patch 23 hit the official servers, players started complaining about a sudden increase of game crashes. You know, you're killing something and the game crashes, you taking a cinematic and the game stops responding, that sort of weird event with no real explanation behind it, just happens. And you have to deal with it. The game either self-closes or you are forced to manually shut it down through the control panel if you are on PC. At first, things didn't seem like much. Some players were crashing more often than others. Well, we all crash every now and then, so that's nothing new. But as the days went by, more and more reports emerged on social media, which kinda indicated something had changed on the very least. I mean, a new patch goes live and suddenly dozens, if not hundreds of players are complaining about a specific issue, game crashes. Is that supposed to be a coincidence? I don't think so. At first we had a lot of game crashes across all platforms, not just PC, as well as infinite loading screens, which is in theory a form of crash as well. But I can say PC players seem to be the most affected. Anyway, Bethesda started investigating the issue soon after Update 23 and requested players to send support tickets, but the problem didn't take long to evolve into something bigger, much bigger. Server crashes started to become part of a problem which would later become something tragic, enraging players, forcing them to take breaks or even quit, as we have been assisting lately, sadly. All because they are not able to play more than a few minutes or even log in for some players. Anyway, let's check what happened next. Server crashes started to become part of the problem a week or two later from the patch release, and that's solid proof the problem is not on the player's end, as some people have been saying. It has nothing to do with her builds, with Windows, with consoles, with whatever hardware you're using. It's entirely related to their hardware, software, and coding, which runs the servers, and for whatever reason they are not working properly, so this is the result: crashes and more crashes with no end at bay. Anyway, last week, after dozens and dozens of reports on server issues, Bethesda started to directly ask some players about details on their cases, such as their usernames, what platform they are playing on, and what were they doing when the crash occurred. Sadly, that's all we have heard from Bethesda regarding all these problems so far. They just say the team is investigating the reports while asking some people, not all, for some details. That's it. And it's extremely concerning, not just because of their behavior, also because things are getting worse as players are now beginning to report all types of issues, such as bugs, lag, and even no access to the game. Yep, it is quite exhausting the amount of issues going on here, so let's move on to the next point. In the past days, I've seen quite some strange reports related to server and game issues, including intense lag, the type you can hardly move, even less play, player damage not registering, including unnecessarily player deaths, and a lot of frustration because, enemies, a mole rat comes and you die because you can't respawn, the server is laggy as hell. And there's even frozen enemies and players. I have seen these too, and it's really, really weird. I mean, it doesn't directly affect you, but it's just, what is that? Some players are not getting loot from world bosses, and even grey play buttons at the main menu are now quite common, which blocks people from even logging in. So you are having issues playing, and then some can't even log in. It's like so many issues, so many. No wonder the game is just going bot rock right now. People are just, taking breaks, content creators are moving forward, and yeah, I mean, it's life, I guess. You can't do anything, so I mean, you can change the game, so all you can do is move on, I guess. Anyway, that's just the highlights here of all the issues. There's many more, as you can imagine. I can confirm it is chaotic and unpleasant. I have been experiencing some of these bugs myself on PC. Now, why isn't Bethesda doing anything? Why don't they make an official statement, point out a reason, anything? Anything would be better than this killing me softly type of silence, I think. Right now it's just that, there's a void, everything is incognito from their end, and I think players in general feel neglected and ignored at this point with so much inertia. No answer, no explanation, no fixes, nothing, but that alone speaks volumes. It means a lot on its own. And sometimes actions speak louder than words. That's the truth. What does it mean though? You may ask me. Well, you will soon understand why is Bethesda so silent. I promise. Let's proceed. Okay, in my view, the number one culprit for all these ongoing issues is cheating. As you surely know, a lot of players use exploits and glitches in Fallout 76. Too many, if you ask me. No news there though, but recently some new exploits were made public and they are particularly draining for servers. The unlimited stash glitch, for instance, allows players to store as much scrap as they want. It's like everyone now suddenly has the scrap box from the Fallout First membership, and as you can imagine, it would be difficult for the servers to allocate so much data from so many players. As far as I know, that's one of the reasons the scrap box never went public so far, to avoid server overloads. But hey, now it's happening despite Bethesda's will to make it a paid feature. But there's another concerning exploit that can literally kill servers, which is the unlimited camp budget. A new one has also emerged with Update 23, by the way. This one allows players to build the double, the triple, as much as they want, as long as they want. You have the green circle, you can build as much as you want. There's no limit with these exploits, which means you can build whatever you want, dozens, hundreds of items. I have actually seen some of these mega camps around with 4 levels, 10 turrets, 5 vendors, pets, a huge garden, every resource item out there. It's insane, and it even lags when you first fast travel to such camps. I wonder why. It's really insane. So at least 2 new deadly glitches for servers are now being used by a lot of people, which make things rather predictable. That's in part why some servers struggle so much. Of course, these glitches are not the only reason for the current lack of server stability and performance, but it surely inflicts a lot of damage. I have no doubt there. So the only solution is Bethesda has to fix these exploits, and they do tend to take weeks or months to fix most glitches. So there you go, reason number one for their persistent silence. Now, this one you guys surely know about. Hacks and duplicating exploits are known for crashing servers basically ever since Fallout 76 was released. In fact, most dupe glitches work by causing server lag first, and then it kinda tricks the server. That's why you start with one item and end up with two. It's the easiest way to explain the duping process and why it obviously hurts the server stability and performance both at once. That's also why Bethesda tends to prioritize such exploits when they become public. It's not just about the economy. Heck, that's long gone, long destroyed, sorry to break it to you. They prioritize it because it hurts the game, it hurts the servers, and it affects everyone in a negative way. Now, there are rumors about a new duplication glitch after update 23. I even reported it in one of my latest news videos, but sadly, I think it's fake, at least according to several people who commented on the video said it's a fake one. But judging on the state of the servers, I would risk to say there's at least one duplication glitch active. It's probably in private domain, within the cheater groups. That's why we don't know about it. I tried to find more details, but sadly I couldn't find anything consistent or reliable about it. So I cannot confirm it exists or it doesn't exist. It could be, I think it does, but I have no proof. There's another type of exploit which can cause server crashes and all sorts of issues, which is exactly the experience glitches. There are many of them and most are not exactly new. For example, the notorious tent trick at the line in the sand is now part of the game. Every time I join in public servers, there's someone doing it, so there's hardly an escape to this event method. Let's put it that way. By forcing mobs to spawn and die all at the same time, it creates piles of items later on, and for some reason the servers are not able to despawn them properly. The same happens with the Tanagra Town experience exploit, but while the server issues caused by these exploits are not the worst, I mean, they kinda already happen with normal and legit events, such as Radiation Rumble, and even when you nuke White Springs, there's just so many mobs spawning and so many corpses around with loot that it lags. It lags everywhere. It creates server delay and then all sorts of weird bugs start to pop up. But, as I said, this is something related to poor servers and poor coding, and yeah, it happens everywhere, even when you don't cheat. The servers are not designed to take in so much data at once, in my view. It gets complicated if you take this path because everything is connected, This event is related to that event, this happens because this, and this happens. I don't want to go that path, so let's leave it here and proceed into the next one. So far, so good. I think we have concluded some strong points already, and I think I have a very solid idea why servers are crashing and so on. But since I'm not an IT person, I decided to investigate what causes server crashes. What are the main or the top reasons for that to happen? Alright, now according to the tech magazine SIO Review, the top 3 reasons are network glitches, system overload, and configuration errors. Now, that's basically a confirmation that all these factors I mentioned earlier are indeed the ones causing all this mess. Server overload is indeed the perfect word to describe what such glitches and exploits do to the servers. They cause overloading. Let's not even mention Bethesda's spaghetti code for 76 and all the eternal bugs that eventually become features because they are there for so long that people think they are actually part of the game when they're not. Yes, I'm enraged. It doesn't make sense, but it's like that. I cannot do anything. There's also constant issues emerging with every new patch, which sometimes do result from simple mistakes. Bad coding generates glitches in the system and then it causes issues, lag, crashes, new bugs, and so on. Moving on, I checked another credible source, Eastern Networks. They conducted a study on server crash reasons, and their top 4 are, listen carefully guys. Number 1 is human error. Then in second we have security flaws, followed by bugs and glitches in the system, and then understaffed teams, which leads to a lot of consequence issues, such as fewer maintenances, fewer fixes, a fewer detail, and ultimately means more mistakes. Does any of this sound familiar to you? Excluding the security part, I think this applies to Fallout 76 team like a glove. It's almost as if a Bethesda employee was describing the situation there, I think. So yeah, it seems like Fallout 76 servers are suffering from the most common and mundane issues possible. With that being said, I think Amazon servers must be really powerful actually. After all, the game is still running with all of these major issues happening non-stop. If you think about it, there's so many that I think it's a good thing the game is still running. I mean, if you think about it, we have hundreds of bugs, some of them which cannot be fixed. They are there since the release day, and there's new issues with every patch. Every few weeks there's a new scandal, and now with all of this cheating going on, it's hard to believe the servers are actually functional. Yeah, let's proceed to the last points. I hope now you understand why Bethesda has remained silent all this time about this matter. They are most likely trying to fix the major exploits in the background. They are most likely doing that, I hope. I really hope so, because they never talk or provide details on such matters. Even in the patch notes, when they fix exploits, they are really vague about what they fix. They don't want to, promote or go into details about exploits, how it works, what they fix. They never do that. Forget it. Moreover, I don't think they know exactly how to solve this mess. That's also why they prefer to say nothing. Saying nothing is always better than saying something wrong in that case. So think with me, if they are having issues fixing the exploits, what are they supposed to tell us exactly? I mean, it's all a chain of events. It's not like they click a button and suddenly the servers are back to normal, like magic, like Yasmin's spell, poof. Full hunger bar, there you go, you're good to go. There are multiple issues and they must be addressed first, one by one, in order to reach what a supposed button means. A fix, a solution, normal performance. Until you get there, there's a lot of steps. So that might take a while, especially because cheating is everywhere and Bethesda can't simply start banning everyone who uses exploits, especially the soft ones which are causing a lot of damage to the servers. Still, they are soft exploits, like the camp one. People are not affecting anyone, per se, except the servers, but the server is not someone. Anyway, that would be the easy fix, stop people from causing server damage, from cheating. But if they did that, they would be banning most of their player base, and that's like self-destruction. They will never do that. As such, silence it is, and silence will be until they find solutions. And that normally takes a while, so let's hope the Still Dawn DLC will be the answer to all this hot mess. Some of you guys have been asking me how long will servers be in this state? Will things get better or worse with the Still Dawn DLC coming in a few weeks? Well, that's a great question. I want to believe it will get better just for the simple fact it can hardly get worse. I mean, worse than this would be the servers are shutting down for everyone? Okay, jokes aside, I think they are releasing some performance and stability fixes with the DLC patch. Plus, I've been playing a lot on the public test servers and I can hardly remember crashing or disconnecting from them. Sure, there are bugs there, like always, but the server issues seem to be basically gone, inexistent there. This could be because the PTS is quite empty and hardly anyone cheats there, but who knows? Anything could be possible. Maybe Bethesda really fixed something and that's carrying on with the new patch. However, if Bethesda releases all the new content without server improvements, then, my friends, prepare for the worst. I mean, be positive still, of course, always. Hope for the best, but I just can't see how will things work out when you apply dozens of gigabytes on top of such a mess. If servers are overloading already, and crashing and lagging and everything, what will happen with that extra luggage on the very top? Yeah, the result cannot be pretty. But yeah, let's forget that scenario for now and let's hope for the best. I'm really excited for the Still Dawn DLC, so bring it on. I'm sure everything will end up alright. It normally does. There's, Fallout 76, it's like a train. It's like a mountain in a train. You go up and then you go down, you go up and then you go down. It's a weird experience, I must say, but normally they manage to fix most of it. I know there's always something to fix, but as I said, let's hope for the best. Well, I hope I was able to give you some insight on what's going on with Fallout 76 right now. I feel like most players do not understand how exploiting is really a bad behavior, not in terms of, you, but you are just hurting everybody else. Towards other players is bad, and in terms of server performance too. So basically your action is affecting everyone who plays this game. There are rules for a reason. In fact, the most rules people are breaking with exploits are not even behind a paywall. It's just based on greed. People want more and more, always more. And such exploits that provide the answer for more, everyone is like, ooh, it's candy, we have to go for it. I know there are many reasons for cheating, but I think greed is probably at the top of the list. All I can say here is, please, guys and girls and no-binary people, don't cheat. It's that simple. I never cheat. I remember only one time, no, actually 2 times I cheated, and I will tell you right now. I cheated in Vault 94, in the raids. Everyone was cheating through the doors, so I was doing it too. And the second time I cheated was, again, through the doors to access one of the rare items inside Vault 79. After you finish the quest, you cannot go back in, and I had to understand if there was a rare item there or not. That's the only 2 times I ever cheated in this game. And I don't know, there's no need for that, but yeah, you guys know better. Okay, other than that, let's hope Bethesda is able to do their jobs and finally get the fixes we need with the Still Dawn update, which I believe they will, for the reasons I already mentioned earlier. Now, I don't know how will anyone be able to play the new quests if that doesn't happen, but let's remain positive here for the sake of our, peace of mind and so on. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. It has been months since I did a facecam video like this. It felt really weird. I even posted on Twitter. At first, it felt like I didn't know how to do this anymore. It has been too long. Maybe I have to start streaming or something. What? I think I maybe will do that. Not often, but maybe every now and then. I know you guys like to see me. I received a lot of comments of people saying, oh, I miss to see you, I like your opinion videos and so on. This type of videos takes a long time to make, not because it needs a lot of research, but because I have a really bad eyesight, and when I write a script I have to read it, right? I make the letters really big and then I have to be scrolling down all the time unless I'm improvising or speaking like this. As you probably notice, I'm looking at the camera all the time because I'm just speaking as I think, I'm not reading anything. But normally there's so many things to talk about, you have a script, you have facts, you have points, and you have to follow them for the sake of the logic of the video. And that's very difficult for me to do because I know you guys don't know that, but I have a really bad sign. I have contact lenses and glasses, but with both I still see quite badly. Yeah, it is that bad. So that's the main reason I don't do this sort of video as often. Anyway, that's really everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this and other type of content I do. And yeah, thank you to all my members and patrons for their continuous support. If you would like to become one, well, all you have to do is go below the video and check the links there. And I will see you all very, very soon in the next video. Until then, take care, adeus, bye bye.